What's up, you guys? My name is Anne, and I'm sorry if there's an echo in this room. I am in my bathroom, so I'm sorry about that. But this is my first video here on YouTube, so I will not be surprised with myself if it looks awkward. But I thought that I would give my hair a trim today, just like on the bottom. And I thought that I would show you guys what I do. So here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of section off from like the half of my head and pull that back and just up into a clip. So then I'm going to kind of part my hair like right at the neck and just make sure that all of my hair is brought forward. And I have my apron on, which sounds like a snowsuit to me. Alright, taking my shears. Do not use regular kitchen scissors, those are very bad for your hair. So you want to make sure that you're using shears that are made for hair and are very sharp. Alright, so I'm going to just take my hair and slide my fingers down, and my hair was originally cut into like kind of an angled long bob, so it's going to be shorter in the back, so I'm already aware that there's shorter pieces back here. So I'm just going to try to kind of even it out with the front, but I'm not necessarily going to be cutting off a lot. Alright, slide the fingers down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut upwards into the hair until I get kind of basically what I want to be off. And this is going to give you like a slightly more choppy look to the hair, like to the ends, which I'm okay with. You could of course cut this way if you wanted, but since my hair is shorter in the back than it is in the front, I don't want to make any drastic lines, so this is why I'm cutting upward. And keep in mind where your fingers are positioned, and you want to keep them there, and remember where your fingers are at for when you trim the other side. Then you can just go and snip the little hairs that kind of hang down a little farther that you can't grab by going upward. Alright, so then it's like that. This side's a little more awkward if you're right-handed like I am. So I'm just going to twist the hair so I can better see what I'm doing. And just pretty much do the same thing. And sometimes it's not a bad idea to just let go and like check the hair length. Make sure it's all good. Honestly, if you have longer hair, it's much easier. I'm in the process of growing my hair out, so this is why I am trimming it myself, because even though I actually am a licensed hairstylist, I still have trouble getting the point across that I only want the teeniest amount trimmed off of the ends. Alright, shedding, always nice. Alright, so that actually looks pretty dang good. So then I'm going to let down the second section of hair. I'm going to do this in like 3 sections, but depending on how thick your hair is, you may want to do more than that. And I want to mention that I did straighten my hair completely before starting on this. I just think it's easier to work on dry, straight hair versus wet hair if you're doing this on yourself. Alright, and then we're kind of getting into my layers, so they're pretty much going to be a bit shorter than everything else. So I'm just going to kind of barely go along the ends again. And then the top layer is probably going to be absolutely nothing, but... And this is where I part my hair on the daily, so I don't need to worry about changing the part or changing how I cut it. Just parting it where I usually do and cutting the hair to that. And just be careful and use like little teeny scissor movements, like don't open it wide and go like all the way up, otherwise you're either going to cut off too much hair or you're going to cut off your finger, and that's never fun. It's happened to me before. Alright, so as you can see, it looks pretty even. Longest pieces are down here, and then it kind of goes into like my face frame, which I'm going to try and trim up a little bit as well. So I'm going to go from about where my ear is and go down to my ear and bring it somewhat forward and have my fingers in a vertical position. And so then you're gonna kind of that's gonna kind of create an automatic angle when you're like that. Throw all this hair behind me and just kind of re-grab that hair. And then I'm just going to very lightly trim the ends of this. So yeah, not much, but still something. I just really wanted to let my hair grow a little bit more, but I knew that it needed a trim, and I just didn't feel like going to the salon, so this is what I'm doing. And then I'm just gonna take the rest of my hair, grab it, and make sure it just blends into the bottom. And on this side, as you'll notice, it's shorter, but this is because this is really grown out side bangs. So that's why I kind of have a longer or a shorter frame on this side than I do on this side. But I'm pretty much just gonna do the exact same thing. Alright, that looks pretty good. Then I'm just going to take this feather razor. This has a guard on it just so you don't cut yourself. And I'm just going to very, very lightly go over like the very ends just to make them a teensy bit more feathery and not quite so chalky. I'm kind of just dragging my fingers very slowly downward as I go down, as I feather it. And I'm just gonna do a teensy bit on this side. Like I said, this side is longer than this side, so it doesn't need nearly as much work. Especially since this side of my head is obviously thinner since I part my hair right here. It's been parted like that for who knows how long. And then I'm just gonna kind of take this chunk right here, and I'm just gonna very lightly go in and down at the bottom, just a teensy bit. Just to give like a very teeny tiny bit of layering. It's really not that noticeable, but I just feel like it does something. Because I don't really want to put too many layers on this side because then that'll thin out the bottom. So I'm just kind of taking teeny little chunks here and there and just using the feather razor and doing tiny little downward motions, maybe 6 or 7 downward teeny motions, just like on every section that I think needs it really. Alrighty, double check and make sure it looks even. Make sure there's no little pieces that need to be shorter. That looks better. Alright, so here is the completed hair trim or haircut. This is what it looks like. This is pretty much the length I wanted it at. I could have turned it off more, but I'm happy with this because I'm trying to grow it out. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.